Who else can we mention in Indian cinemas? I know in Hindi, definitely would I love and respect Rajkumar Hirani.
Mm. Sanjay Leela Bhansali is
Sanjay
pretty good.
Leela Bhansali is amazing. Ashutosh, who directed Jodha Akbar and Lagan.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, he's good too. Yeah, like Indian cinema has some amazing directors too, who I grew up seeing and learned from.
yeah,
Have you ever realized that it's funny? So when I was trying to show you spoke about like how um, Indian cinemas are pouring in money to make it more pan India or like universal
yeah,
towards India, right? It's not
yeah,
only for that particular region.
yeah,
So it's for me, like I was thinking, okay, like how can Indian cinemas come into like US like or Hollywood and try to break that barrier and show up
yeah.
as a Hollywood movie? I personally feel it's going to be impossible because I'll tell you why.
Mm.
RRR is still an Indian movie, right? It can make millions of dollars here. It can win Oscars here. I love RRR, but it is still an
Yeah,
Indian movie, right? Why I tell
yeah.
that is it has a lot of Indian essence in it where we can relate to it, right? The
Yes,
same thing if
yes.
you take an American movie that's dubbed in India, like for example,
Mm.
Titanic, right? So we can love that movie as our own, but it is still a Hollywood movie, right?
Of
we
course.
we because we cannot relate, like you and I cannot relate someone going on a cruise,
Yeah,
someone going on a cruise and meeting love of their life. We can never fathom that fact. And why I
yes.
tell this is because I don't know if I told you this. I was showing a funny movie to Julia.
Mm.
For me, like I watched this movie with my parents, and I watched this
Yeah,
movie when I was young, and it's a funny movie. Have you watched BV number one in Hindi? Salman Khan and I forgot whoever that is. It's actually kind of remade to Kannada. It's called Rama Shama Bama, and the whole
not
plot is simple. Like it's like the guy will be having an affair with another girl, and then the wife will
yeah.
find out, and he'll start living with the girl, and the wife how she brings him back, right?
Oh,
So it is when I say this movie, it doesn't sound funny at all, right? And this is one of my favorite movies because it's so funny. Like it's taken in my language. Kamal Hassan has acted it in it. Kamal Hassan and
oh,
Ramesh Arvind. So they both have done a phenomenal job. Like every time Kamal Hassan comes, you just laugh so much that your stomach hurts. That's how well he has portrayed the character. I'm showing this
yes.
movie to Julia, hoping that she would enjoy it. Right? She
Yeah,
watches it here and there. She had a couple like small smiles, and I'm laughing and stuff. She's like, "Well, how is this even funny? Like this guy is cheating on his wife, and
yeah,
like he's trying to leave his. He's not trying. He left his wife and is with his like the girl who he has affair with, and the wife is
but
struggling so much to get
yeah,
him back, and the kids are suffering. How is this funny? Like, it's
yeah,
for me like I don't know how to explain the cultural like thing. It's not that in our culture that's common. I'm not saying that, but
yeah,
we can
yeah.
relate to the comedy well.
It's yeah. I feel like relatability is definitely something like if you make a movie that is based on relatability, it does not translate well. Like you absolutely cannot translate it well. But then, see, I feel like there is a version of comedy out there that translates beyond language barriers. Like for example, let us talk about Mr. Bean. In Mr. Bean, he doesn't say a single word. I think it's like 6 or 7 episodes. He doesn't say a single word. Everybody around the world laughs at it. Exactly, all ages, and there is no language barrier. Like somebody from, let's say, Philippines could enjoy it. Also, somebody from USA could enjoy it, as well as somebody from India, right? So that is the kind of comedy that does not require relatability. It's quite silly in nature, but also it's like interesting interesting thing that he does, or like a quirky habit that he has, like this teddy bear that he has that he keeps taking around all the time. Like there are these aspects that genuinely make it very funny, so it is possible. But I do understand the whole translating part. I disagree with you that Indian cinema cannot be successful in USA
No,
though.
I'm not saying it. I never said it's not going to be successful. I feel like It is still
So,
going to be an Indian movie that is successful in US.
oh yeah, yeah, okay, I get it.
Yeah,
Because,
I'm not saying it, like, definitely, like, RKGF has all the, like, like, what do you call, the
media.
requirements
Yeah,
to be a Hollywood movie,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So I'm not saying it's not going to be successful. I mean, pretty soon it is going to be, like, especially RRR
Yes,
coming in and winning all the hearts of people in US and Hollywood. My thing is, like, it is still going to be an Indian movie.
yes. I feel like the Western audience will be more open to movies like RRR because of RRR. And the only reason I say this is because I feel like even with Hollywood, it has kind of reached this saturation point where I feel like, I mean, there's some amazing directors doing some amazing things, right? But there is nothing that is like quirky. Like, I feel like this quirky and weird and interesting, but in like a nice way. It's not like a movie that's crazy, but it is showing you something that you've never seen before. I mean, fortunately, it's an Indian movie which shows a little bit of our culture, and I feel like it it had this kind of action that people have never seen. It had this kind of dance performances that people have never seen. I feel like a good movie. I feel like it can cross borders. Like Dangal was successful in China as well as in India.